Look, if you're an ArcGIS Pro user, you probably know this feeling. You drag a massive file into Pro, and then you wait and you wait and you wait. And if you know that feeling, you probably know the feelings of different error codes and things crashing and not being able to save your work and all these other headaches. And it's not just ArcGIS Pro, it's QGIS or any desktop system. But there is a way, and there's lots of different things I've been noticing people talk about, loading massive data sets into desktop systems and doing different pieces to actually make this work. So how are people able to do this? Well, it's not because they're using just one tool to solve it. They're using a hybrid stack. So how can you connect the world's most popular GIS interface to some of the world's most powerful data engines on the back end? Today, I'm going to show you how to build this Iron Man suit for your GIS workflows. But before we do that, take a look at this. Now, this is a post from someone at Esri that basically shows you exactly this framework. It's showing how you connect ArcGIS Pro and different tools into a complete data system on the back end. And as you can see here, there's lots of different tools from cloud systems to open storage to different tools that you can connect and serve your data back into. This is how these things are being adopted. It's really the way that everything is moving from modern GIS to now Esri getting on board. This is how you can make these things happen. So how can you do that? Let's jump in. Now, ArcGIS Pro and QGIS, we can use those two interchangeably. ArcGIS Pro is probably one of the best cartographic tools ever made. It's an amazing desktop GIS system. And no matter if you use QGIS or ArcGIS, it's a really good tool, but its data processing engine, it has its limits, right? If you want to work with that tool, you have to load all that data into the tool's memory. And that is where things really start to fail, right? It's like taking a Ferrari and putting it in gridlock traffic, right? It's just not going to work that well. There's a reason you don't see F1 cars driving down the street every day. You need to kind of connect the right tools and the systems to things like that. So what is the solution? Well, if you're used to workflows in ArcGIS, you don't need to dump that if you're creating maps or visualizations or whatever you're doing there. You just need to take the heavy lifting and push that somewhere else, right? So this first step is actually executing a sidecar architecture, right? We need to use ArcGIS for what it's really good for, and then we need to handle the data pieces somewhere else. And that's where we're going to implement this modern stack. So let's start to build that layer by layer. What is the first piece you need to put in place? Now you need a data engine, right? You need something to actually handle the query layer or something like that. Now the pieces I recommend for that are some sort of SQL-based engine. That could be PostGIS, that could be DuckDB, that could be Apache Sedona, that could be Sedona DB. There's a lot of different choices here. That really depends on what you need and the problems. I have other videos if you want to check specifically what tool you should focus in on, but you need to make that storage upgrade. And again, this is that query layer, right? If you're really swapping the file geo database and you're pulling in an engine that can actually move through and query that data efficiently, right? You can write SQL and you can pull in your joins and your filters and your aggregations, all that logic you're either doing with, a file geo database and your desktop GIS. You need to move that into the SQL layer and it will handle that very, very quickly. And then ArcGIS can just kind of do what it does best. It renders the result, allows you to do the styling and visualizations, all those different things. Same thing goes for ArcGIS Online, by the way. You can do the processing and then shift those layers up into the cloud and have it handle that, right? You get the speed of SQL and processing and then all of these symbology things and all the stuff you want to handle in ArcGIS Pro. You really get the best of both worlds there. Now, let's say this is just simply for querying, right? If you're doing buffers or data retrieval or stuff like that, what if you have to do like a lot of processing, right? You need to move a lot of data from one place to another, right? How do you handle that problem? But wait, what if your data is even too big for just a database, right? It's massive amounts of imagery, or maybe it's telemetry data, or maybe it's large amounts of vectors or data that's living in the cloud and you don't want to download gigabytes or terabytes of data onto your computer. Totally a valid problem, and that's where you need to add in another piece. That's where something like Apache Sedona or Whereabouts comes in, right? This is something that you can't run in Pro and you can't run in just a database or just an in-memory database, which is what the Sedona DB and DuckDB are, right? Those are where you're going to start to hit limits on top of that too. So you need a processing engine. You need a process to take data from A to B and an engine that can manage that. This is where distributed computing comes in, right? Think of it if you were just building your F1 car on your own and you had to do all the different pieces, it's going to take you a long time, right? That's why you have hundreds of people working on these things and build them in parallel, and each handle one specific thing. They have a specific task. That's a distributed system, right? It's a team, right? You have a team of computers that are running this process for you. And what you can do now is really move that process, define that. And again, you're using things like Python and SQL to move that through, pushing that data layer. You can push that down into your database and query it there. And that's really where you get this powerful thing in. That's the spatial lakehouse architecture. You store your data in, you use a processing engine like Sedona or Whereabouts, you push that into your data query engine, which is your PostGIS or DuckDB or whatever that is, and you can connect it in. And you can see here on Esri, they're basically recommending exactly that. They have similar services. You have a processing engine, you have a database engine, and then you can handle all those different pieces. So as you can see, we have ArcGIS Pro that's handling all of our cartographic logic. We have our query engine that allows us to write queries and retrieve data in a very efficient way. And then we have a processing engine that's putting all that together. So we have a large amount of data we can pull from our query engine. So we have these three pieces here. But really the hardest part about this hybrid approach isn't like the technical pieces, even if you're learning SQL for the first time or stuff like that, you need to know how to connect all these pieces correctly. How can you securely ensure that you have a connection to Postgres set up to ArcGIS Pro? How do you move your data efficiently from a distributed system into a database or a query engine? Where does Iceberg fit into all this? There's all these different pieces. So how do you manage all of that in the right way? Now, the Spatial Lab is where we started to build these different hybrid architectures and actually define these different things. There's different personas, and if you're specifically interested in this, I would check out the builder persona. We actually go through and talk about spatial architecture diagrams, how to fit that in, how to manage the different systems, when you need to use each of these different pieces. We have a whole track just dedicated to this, as well as lots of different pieces, live events, and a community of people talking about this all the time. So if you want to be the person who brings modern GIS into your enterprise environment, I invite you to join in the lab. Take a look at the link in the comments and let me know. And also in the comments, let me know if you're doing this stuff on your own. How have you built these hybrid architectures as your own? Now let's take a look at the final piece of the puzzle, which is the data science brain of all of this work. So the final upgrade to this entire system is the brain, right? This is where you have the analytics, the structure, all these different things in one place. And ArcPy is really great for automation. You can even do some of these things like maybe it's spatial autocorrelation or clustering, even some like lightweight machine learning you can handle there. But there's a whole open source ecosystem that can actually allow you to send that and extend it much further, right? You can add in things like maybe it's just GeoPandas for doing some different processing. You can also add in PySal for very specific spatial functions that's doing things like, spatial autocorrelation or clustering or GEDIS or GI-star without getting into the weeds of it. Even things like as complex as spatial autocorrelation, finding the best site for a specific new location based on a whole set of parameters, right? This is where the data science happens. And even more so, if you want to bring in libraries like scikit-learn or XGBoost to do machine learning workflows, you can do all of that here, right? So you're pulling in your data, you're retrieving that, and then you're pushing these views and things like that. And then what you can do is you can take ArcPy to manage your data and move that into the system, but you're doing some of these heavy analytics and that logic of the data science in those Python toolkits. So you're no longer limited by the things in your toolbox. You can do your analytics in one place. You can use ArcPy to push that data back in. You have your data processing in your query engine, and you can do your GIS operations and all this different stuff. So there's all this whole architecture that you can start to build around that and create a really true hybrid Iron Man type of suit for your desktop GIS system. When you master the hybrid stack, you can stop kind of worrying about these limits that you're hitting in ArcGIS Pro or ArcGIS Online. You start using Esri for what it's best at. It's visualization, it's cartography, it's symbology, and you can use the modern stack for what it's good at, scale and speed. You become the magician that can answer questions that nobody else can answer, and you can put all these different pieces together. If you want to learn how to set up different things like this from the PostGIS connection, maybe integrating from a processing engine like Whereabouts or Sedona, and how you can pull that into PostGIS, how you can write analytical workflows or data science or machine learning workflows for these different things. There's lots of different ways to do that. So if you want to learn more about these different things, how you can connect them, first of all, check out the Spatial Lab. We have the whole track there. But if you want to learn more about that, let me know what pieces you find particularly challenging and let me know in the comments. I'll see what people are talking about there, and I'll create some videos on that in the future. So I hope this was helpful. I hope this helps you build your hybrid Iron Man geospatial suit, and I will see you in the next video.